Hey, I'm Steven Schaefer, and are you struggling with beat block? Are you hating all the music that you're currently making? Well, if that's you, I'm going to be giving you guys 3 tips to escape the disease that us producers know as beat block. So yeah, let's get into it. So yeah, as you guys can probably tell by the intro, I'm going to be helping you guys figure out how to escape this thing that we like to call beat block. And if you're sitting there watching this video and you're thinking to yourself, oh, well, Steven, I don't deal with beat block, then you are either 1, lying to yourself because everyone deals with beat block, even your favorite producer, or 2, you're just making some mid music. So yeah, now I'm going to get into 3 causes of beat block, and then I'm going to be going over some solutions on how to fix those. So the first cause that I see a lot that can lead producers to deal with beat block is a lack of motivation. Whether that's self-doubt or just not seeing the results that you think you should be getting. I think almost every producer that I've met can admit that they've dealt with some sort of lack of motivation during their career. My second cause of beat block that I see all the time is a lack of inspiration. You don't really know what to make, and this also can lead to not knowing where to start when you're making a beat, or just having no idea what to do. And then the third reason, and maybe the biggest reason, is comparing yourself to other people that are doing music too. I know me personally, when I was first getting started, I would just be working on music all day, and then I'd feel really good about it until I went on Instagram or any sort of social media, and then I would just see another producer get a placement, maybe get like a crazy follow by someone, and I kind of just think to myself like, yo, what am I doing? Like, am I doing something wrong, or am I not doing enough? And I'm sure that a lot of you guys watching can admit that you guys deal with this sometimes too. So yeah, those are like the main 3 reasons why I think a lot of producers will deal with beat block, and now here are the 3 solutions that I like to use just to kind of get out of my own head and escape from all that stuff. My solution to the first cause is, the first thing that I would say is just to take a break from music in general. I think a lot of producers don't really value how important it is to just go live life, because at the end of the day, we're not going to feel like making music if that's what we do 24/7. You got to do other stuff in life to make music that much more fun. I think that another thing that you can do to give yourself some more motivation is to set some goals for yourself. You guys obviously can't see it because the camera's facing this way, but pretty much above my computer, I just have a big whiteboard with a bunch of goals and just a bunch of stuff to stay on top of pretty much every day. And I would definitely recommend this to anyone, even people outside of music, because at the end of the day, if you're not working towards anything, it can definitely be hard to see the purpose in working at all. And then my solution for the second cause of beat block, the first thing that I'd say is definitely to try listening to some different music. If I just listen to the same couple songs every day, it's going to be hard for me to come up with new ideas because I've just been hearing the same shit on repeat. I think another thing that definitely helps me is just to step outside of my comfort zone when I'm making music. I know for a fact that nowadays a lot of people will definitely try to force themselves into making a certain type of sound. For example, there's a lot of people that will just lock themselves in their room and just make Travis Scott samples 24/7 and just grind them out. But at the end of the day, it's kind of hard to find inspiration and to come up with anything unique from doing something like that, because you're already putting yourself in a box. There's really no point in making the same shit that everyone else is making. And then my solution to the third problem, which is probably the biggest of them all, and that's obviously comparing yourself to other people. I think we're all guilty of this at some point, and my first tip for this is to do your best to compare yourself to only your past self. And what I mean by this is, lately I've really just been trying to compare myself to my past self, whether that's me making loops or beats or just the overall progression of my career. And this has definitely made me more happy in general, because now that I look back on that stuff, I know that I'm progressing a lot. And no matter what anyone else is doing, as long as I keep progressing, there's really no way I can lose. I think it's also a great thing just to remind yourself that social media can often be a fake reality for a lot of people. I'll use a producer like Mike Hector, for example. For those who know Mike Hector, you probably know that he's pretty solidified in the industry for a lot of his work. And many producers that look at his page might just think to themselves like, oh, he got these placements, he got on these albums because of luck, or just whatever reason they might come up with. But I think any sort of producer that's that big, even someone like Des Wright or Cardo, for example, they've definitely went through the same struggles, if not more than anyone else, just to get to where they're at. So for those of you who might be taking L's right now, whether that's stuff like being cut from an album, or maybe you got left on red by your favorite producer, I would just say to not beat yourself up too much over it. And that's because these are things that every producer deals with, and just because you might not see it on social media doesn't mean it's not happening. So yeah, those are my 3 tips that I would give to any producer struggling with beat block or any sort of creative block at all. Be sure to go follow me on social media at StevenSchaefer_ on Instagram, and also be sure to go check out my kits at drumify.com. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.